Welcome to our RV trip into the Scottish Highlands. In this episode, we'll explore the Wallace Monument,
tame mythical water beasts,
take a magical journey on the Harry Potter train,
tour a Roman Colosseum on a Scottish hill,
and adventure through a medieval valley. We're Brent and Chelsea, and our passion is traveling. Follow us for more adventures.
All right, Geronimo. Here we go. The longest journeys begin with one step.
Our first step leads us from Edinburgh, where we picked up the RV, to Falkirk, where we meet Firth and Clyde.
Okay, so we just made our first stop on our road trip up to the Highlands, and we've come to the Falkirk Kelpies. They are water beasts that protect the waterways, and they're huge! And they're made of metal. And they're pretty cool.
This is a great first stop. Right off the highway, no entry fee, and plenty of available parking, even in an RV.
That one's definitely going. The other one's like, chill, dude, quit nagging. Rock on, Kelpies.
The park offers a variety of activities, including a bike path and a children's play area.
There's even nesting swans, so hopefully when you visit here there'll be cygnets, which we just learned are what baby swans are called.
We're leaving Falkirk, we're going to Stirling Castle, baby.
When Robert the Bruce and William Wallace defeated the English, defeated them! Right, got them good.
A quick turn out of the car park, and we're back on the highway.
Bye,
Kelpies! I really like Clyde.
I liked Firth. Our next stop, Stirling, is one of Scotland's best preserved medieval towns. On our approach, we see the castle high up on a hill.
As we drive into town, the roads become more narrow. We aren't allowed to park at the castle, but we found street parking down the hill.
On our way back up, we pass this Renaissance mansion that was a barracks during the Jacobite rebellion.
A little further up, and we've arrived at Stirling Castle. Much like Edinburgh Castle, this one lies atop a volcanic outcrop.
Until the Union of the Crowns in 1603, almost every Scottish monarch had either lived in the castle or been crowned or died here. This used to be a moat on either side of us, and it's got a little drawbridge here and a gate that comes down. And there's actually a false entrance right here, so once you get past the gates, it would actually be a trap, and it would be a second entrance where more arrows would rain down on you and you would basically get torn to shreds. We're actually really close to a bridge over here, which is where the Battle of Stirling Bridge took place, and that is where William Wallace waited for the English to get halfway across the bridge, and then he attacked from the flanks, and the bridge collapsed. And it had all this English troops and horses got washed away in the river, and it was a huge moral and military victory for the Scots. And right after that battle, William Wallace was knighted by Robert the Bruce. A lot of the movie Braveheart is embellished, but most historians agree that Robert the Bruce did in fact knight William Wallace in Selkirk Forest after his victory at Stirling Bridge.
And I wouldn't know because I've never seen that movie. I did, however, get to explore Stirling's Old Town Cemetery. There are several carved statues on the grounds and even a pyramid overlooking a peaceful pond. The oldest headstone here dates back over 400 years. This overlook is amazing. I climbed up. Come check it out. You can see all of the surrounding area. It's really beautiful, and you have a great view of the castle from up here. I mean, this is just stunning.
Chelsea wasn't the only one to think so. She's standing on the exact spot where Bonnie Prince Charlie commanded his troops during the Jacobite siege of Stirling Castle back in 1746.
On our way back through the town, we stopped by a shop to learn about bagpipes.
Hey, we're leaving Stirling, we're going to the Wallace Monument. All right. We're clear as can be. Clear as a whistle. Why does this
You can see the Wallace Monument in the distance.
Yeah. The National Wallace Monument. Dedicated to William Wallace, aka Braveheart. A true Scottish patriot. A hero. Him and Robert the Bruce helped secure independence for Scotland that would last for 400 years.
There it is, out in the distance.
This is the modern-day Stirling Bridge. It's made of stone now, but there's a lot of history between those arches. The National Wallace Monument is a 220-foot tall tower on the shoulder of the Abbey Craig, a hilltop overlooking the city of Stirling honoring Sir William Wallace.
The tower is open to the public for an admission fee. Inside there are several stained glass panels and a Hall of Heroes featuring busts of Robert the Bruce, Robert Burns, and William Wallace's sword.
Next, we make our way to the seaside town of Oban. Known as the Gateway to the Isles, it serves as a jumping-off point for those visiting the Hebrides. When the sun's out, a walk along the harbor front is a can't-miss activity.
Before becoming a tourist hub, Oban survived on fishing and whiskey.
Hey, that sounds like us. What a life.
At the top of the hill, you'll find a unique activity.
All right, we're heading up to McCaig Tower. What do you think?
I think that's a lot of stairs.
So it is a little hard climbing up to McCaig's Tower, but there's benches along the way, and the view is worth it.
You'll pass charming cottages with stunning gardens along the way. Follow the signs and you're almost there.
The tower was built in the late 1800s by a local banker. His aim was to provide work for local stonemasons and serve as a lasting monument for his family.
The climb is well worth the effort. The gardens are well maintained. It's so tranquil up here, we love it. The outlook offers breathtaking views across Oban Bay out towards the Hebrides.
Our next stop, and my personal favorite, is the Oban Distillery. It's been making world-class whiskey here since 1794.
You can tell this is his activity. We arrived just in time to jump on the last tour. First whiskey, then science.
Within fermentation, we're looking for two main products coming out of there. One, alcohol, CO2, carbon dioxide.
From fermentation and distillation, it's so interesting to see how whiskey is made. These giant stills purify the whiskey, which comes out clear before it gets color from the barreling process, resulting in, drumroll please, whiskey! Yeah, I'm still not a fan. You can purchase all kinds of specialty blends in the shop, or bottle your own right from the cask.
One thing we learned on our tour of Oban Distillery is that the distillery itself is pretty small, and they wanted to expand, so they started digging into these rocks with the permission of the Scottish government. And in their exploration, they found a system of caves, and in those caves, they found human remains that were from 8 to 10,000 BC, the Neolithic era, and it completely rewrote history on when they realized people inhabited Scotland. And obviously, they weren't allowed to dig in these caves anymore because they're now a natural history site. So don't ever let anyone tell you that whiskey doesn't teach you something. And it's delicious.
Yeah, I'm still a gin drinker.
Oban! One last treat before we hit the road.
So we got our ice cream. I got Kit Kat.
I got mint chocolate chip. Classic.
Very good. As the sun sets over the bay, we say goodbye to Oban. We journey north to Glencoe, where we will camp for the night.
This valley is known for its dramatic scenery and is a popular destination for outdoor activities. Glencoe is known for its waterfalls, trails, and views of the surrounding mountains. This valley was formed by glaciers and volcanic eruptions over thousands of years.
The stunning views are matched by its dramatic history.
This beautiful glen is the site of one of the most bloody chapters in all of Highland history. In the year 1692, a new king demanded that all Highland clans swear him an oath of allegiance. The MacDonalds, who called this place home, were late to swear their oath. In retaliation, the king sent 2 regiments of redcoats here, led by the rival Campbell clan. Highland hospitality led the MacDonalds to house and feed the soldiers in their own homes for 2 weeks. After that, another order was given to make an example of the MacDonalds. In the early morning hours, the soldiers attacked and killed 38 men, women, and children in what became known as the Glencoe Massacre. Some escaped to the surrounding hills, but most succumbed to the freezing winter weather. The attack shocked Scotland and forever changed the Highland way of life. And ever since then, this has been known as the Weeping Glen.
We're on the road again, early morning, headed to Fort William to get tickets for a special treat for Brent's birthday, the Jacobite steam train, aka the Hogwarts Express. This thing is the real deal. It's powered by steam.
We're going to be taking the train that leaves at 10, I believe. So the Jacobite steam train had a problem, something about like self-locking doors. So they stopped selling tickets, and you could only get a ticket if you showed up the morning of, if you didn't have one already. So we got here super early, and luckily we got tickets. We got first class tickets, like we're fancy. And we're gonna be going over to Malloy and looking at some cool Harry Potter stuff. So we'll see you on the train.
See you on the train.
Nargles! The first class cabins are well worth the upgrade and include a treat plus coffee or tea. You can also purchase additional snacks, memorabilia, and drinks from the trolley, just like in the movies. You're a wizard, Chelsea.
Asio, butterbeer chocolate.
That's quite good.
And I got a Deathly Hollow. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, and like any good Death Eater, I'm having a Deathly Hollow. This is gonna be a good train ride.
The 84-mile round trip is considered the greatest railroad journey in the world.
So we just arrived in
Malag.
McCaig.
Malag.
It's a really good reference for SpongeBob. And there's the Jacobite steam tree behind us. We're gonna take the return trip back to Fort William, but we have about 2 hours to spend here, and so we're gonna go walk and see some of the shops and sites.
In my leg.
It's really good.
Oh, my leg hurts.
McCaig is a busy fishing port and ferry terminal with services to the Isle of Skye. However, it also features many Harry Potter stops for people like us. This shop seemed to have it all. From house elves to polyjuice potions, a mini Hogwarts, and even an invisibility cloak. Watch your head if you're a giant. You'll definitely find your Harry Potter souvenir here.
This building used to be a police station, and that's the cells through there.
Spooky. You can buy merch from old prison cells.
That's really cool.
Voldemort, he who shall not be named, is appropriately placed here, along with the dragon egg, for safekeeping.
We found a bakery on Malag, so we decided to get some baked goods. Cheers.
Our return trip is full of Harry Potter sites, including Dumbledore's resting place and the Glenfinnan Aqueduct. If you're unable to get tickets, don't worry. There's plenty of places to watch a train go by.
Join us next time as we continue our journey to the Isle of Skye. See you on the next adventure!
Next up, Old Man of Store. I hear he works at a store. It's an old store,